is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. The Golden State Warriors have agreed to a trade to send D'Angelo Russell to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins, a 2021 protected first round pick, and a 2022 second round pick. Also, the Warriors will send Jacob Evans and Amari Spellman to the Wolves. The 2021 first round pick is protected to number 3 in the 2021 draft and becomes unprotected in 2022. So this trade, we thought that the Golden State Warriors would try to trade D'Angelo Russell for Robert Covington, which ended up not happening as he has went to Houston. But they did get rid of D'Angelo Russell like we thought. A lot of us thought that D'Angelo Russell was an asset, a guy that you don't have to lose Kevin Durant for nothing. So you go and get D'Angelo Russell in a sign and trade so that way you can get something and you can turn D'Angelo Russell into another player. And a player they turn him into is Andrew Wiggins, who had a career best season at the start of this season, got the Wolves off to a great start. Really was that wing guy that can play make a little bit, knock down threes, carry the offense a little bit from time to time, and take over games. He just hasn't been able to do it consistently still to this day, but that has been the biggest weakness in Andrew Wiggins' game is his shooting ability, especially from the three-point line, and his ability to create off the dribble and be a playmaker that you can really rely on to make decisions, and whether that's scoring or making a pass, Andrew Wiggins haven't been able to do that consistently. So when you look at the fact that they lost D'Angelo Russell, I feel like it's a downgrade. I feel like D'Angelo Russell is a better player than Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins does fit better with the Golden State Warriors because they don't have a legitimate wing at the level of Andrew Wiggins, and the fact that he will benefit from playing with Clay and Steph as a player. Because remember, Iguodala wasn't the greatest small forward. He wasn't the greatest shooter. Neither was Harrison Barnes, but they was able to find a way to make it work in Golden State at the end of the day. And that's something you got to give them credit for because they won a title with Iguodala and Harrison Barnes beating the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2015. So the Warriors taking a gamble on Andrew Wiggins, a guy that a lot of people gave up on, a guy that nobody really feels like he lived up to his whole potential, and a guy that people don't feel that works hard enough. He hasn't took over the NBA like a number one pick would. He hasn't developed his defense at the level that we thought he could as an athlete, and a guy that's very explosive and a great leaper, but also lanky and very athletic and has good, you know, mobility skills. And he just never could put it all together for a consistent run. And that's the main reason why after he won Rookie of the Year, he hasn't really been able to take his game to an all-star level like Towns has done. And that's the biggest question, is you trading something that you know that works, because D'Angelo Russell is out here getting 24 points a game almost, and he has shot well from three. He has been a great playmaker all season long when he's healthy. And you know that he fits your system. You know how his style of play is. And you know that he can knock down threes consistently, whether that's in the pick and roll, whether that's at the top of the key, and whether it's just shooting threes in the corner. D'Angelo Russell has shown that he's a guy that is the modern day guard, and he is a guy that has been able to be a scorer and a shooter in this generation of players, and that's basically what you want from a point guard. Even though he does conflict a little bit with Steph Curry, because Steph Curry wants to have the ball in his hands, he wants to go off screens, and D'Angelo Russell really on paper and by fits with Steph, but they didn't really play as well together um, at the beginning of the season when Steph was healthy. But I feel like D'Angelo Russell is going to really heal a lot of problems for the Timberwolves because he is an upgrade over Jeff Teague. He is an upgrade over Andrew Wiggins when it comes to being a playmaker and being a guy that can knock down threes. Pretty consistent and put a lot of pressure on the defense because if you give him any amount of room, any amount of space, D'Angelo Russell is gonna let that thing fly, and he has been shooting spectacular this season. So I can understand why they want D'Angelo Russell. I understand why they had him as a priority because they want to keep Karl Anthony Towns in Minnesota. He's one of the top 10, top 15 players in the NBA. A guy that's unstoppable because he can post up, left hook, right hook, jump hook. He can finish around the rim with dunks. He's a good leaper. He can knock down free throws, which you can't say about a lot of centers in the NBA. And at the end of the day, he can knock down mid range. If he's given that shot, he can hit those shots consistently too. It's not much Karl Anthony Towns can't do on the offensive end. And he's one of the most well rounded centers when it comes to offense in the NBA history, if not the number one center that has been able to do everything at a high level and still being efficient around the paint. And the thing about this trade too is D'Angelo Russell isn't a great defender, so their defense isn't going to get better. If anything, it got worse because they traded Covington, and now they done traded Wiggins for Russell, who's one of the worst defenders in the league and really struggles to guard his position from time to time just because he's not as mobile, he's not as athletic at this point in his career. And, everybody knows it and exploits it. And just imagine having Steph and D'Angelo Russell on the same team, knowing that either one of them can't defend their position, especially when in the playoffs, when the games slow down and it's all about matchups. Can they get stops? And that's going to be the same thing for Minnesota. You give Towns what he wants, which is D'Angelo Russell, but can y'all win games? Can y'all close games? Can y'all defend at a high level to be competitive in the Western Conference? And that's something that you have to question just because they haven't been able to do it since Towns been drafted. And that's unfortunate, but it's the truth. So, I don't think this trade makes Minnesota a contender. I don't think this trade makes Minnesota that much better than they already was. And I just feel like it's something that Towns wanted to be done, and they did it to keep Towns happy, like I said before in older videos in the past. And that's okay because a lot of teams do that, and a lot of teams are willing to do that to keep their superstar happy. And if you can keep him happy, you have a chance to be a competitive team because the NBA is all about having the stars and the superstars on your roster and seeing them go at it with other ones. And Towns has been unguardable and unstoppable these last 3 years. And that's the type of guy you want to build around. That's the type of guy you want to have. But eventually, he's going to have to start playing defense and become an anchor in that paint, which he hasn't done just yet. And that's why they haven't been able to win at a consistent level, just because they haven't played serious. They haven't played with the love and joy of the game each and every night. And they honestly just not there yet. But D'Angelo Russell ain't going to make them a playoff team. He's not going to take them to this superstar number 3, number 4 team in the West. He might help them make it to the playoffs, but just not this year. But I do want to see what else they do in the off season to really, critique this roster around Russell and Towns. And now we got to see what Golden State do with Andrew Wiggins. Is they going to keep Andrew Wiggins? If they're going to trade Andrew Wiggins, can they fit him within a system? Because you could start him at the 3 position with Steph, Clay, Draymond being the starters at their position. And can he really, peak, or will he not be a great fit with Golden State, and I do like the fact that they picked up some picks, even though they're not the greatest picks when you look at potential future, but they are better than nothing. And Golden State been able to trade off a lot of their assets that they picked up in the last off season and turn them into a better future for this team while also helping them remain competitive currently. So we'll see how Golden State looks next year when they have free agency and they have a chance to really mold this roster around one of the best backcourts in NBA history, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. And we'll see what they do with Draymond Green, who plays his best basketball with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, is healthy. So they kept their main nucleus intact. They still have them signed for multiple years. Now it's just about what can Golden State do to go back to being a championship contender. That's what they should be thinking. Can Wiggins fit in and really mesh with their other guys on this roster? Can he play with Steph and Klay? Is he a good fit with Steph and Klay? Can Steph and Klay get back to the NBA Finals with this trade? Or will it just be a trade that makes another trade that helps them get to where they're trying to be in the future? We don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Did the Timberwolves win this trade by getting D'Angelo Russell? Did this Golden State Warriors win this trade by getting Andrew Wiggins? Who you think fit better, Wiggins on the Golden State Warriors or D'Angelo Russell on the Timberwolves? Do you think the Timberwolves become a playoff team this year? Do you think they become a playoff team next year with D'Angelo Russell in free agency and still having Towns? And do you think that Golden State can, resurrect their team next year, even though they didn't hold on to D'Angelo Russell? We all thought he would be traded. A lot of us never thought that he'd be traded for Andrew Wiggins out of all players, but that's how the trade ended up breaking down and ended up happening. Thanks for liking the video in advance. Thanks for commenting. I read every comment. I have my Facebook page in my description and in my comment section below. Can you please like on Facebook? And I appreciate it if you do. Thanks for continuing to buy merchandise. If you want to buy merchandise, I have my Facebook page and my Spreadshirt in the comment section below. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love. Thanks for watching. And if you liked the video, thanks for checking it out. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think about this trade in the comment section below.